Good morning. This is the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, September 24th. This will be the last week of daily weather briefings. We will go to our smoke dispersion Monday, Wednesday, Friday briefings starting the first week of October. Looking at precipitation over the past 24 hours, we did have some activity push out of Arizona into southern Nevada. It did produce some lightning, but these came with some wetting rains. So these are some areas that did not receive much precipitation over the past month or so. Finally getting a little bit to wet things down there as well. Initial attack fairly light. We did have a few starts. There were a few starts up in the lower elevations of Idaho. Initial starts in the last 24 hours are in the red circles. Recent fires are in the yellow. Looking at precipitation over the past 7 days, we can see how much drier than normal in these red colors, 0 to 5% across southern Nevada, southern Utah. That's why it was so significant for some of these southern areas to get a little bit of light precipitation overnight, and they'll get some more on Thursday. If you look over the past 14 days, how much wetter it's been across northern Nevada, northern Utah, Idaho, western Wyoming, pretty much knocking most of those areas out of fire season, although there is some activity still in some of the grasslands in the Snake River Plain. Looking at current fuel conditions, most of the ERCs are in the green or yellow, though they're moving up as some drying is taking place. But we do have a fairly extensive area over southern Utah into the Arizona Strip of 80th to even close to 90th percentile in the fuels. 10-hour fuels have improved a little bit here across the Arizona Strip and into southern Nevada with some of that higher humidity and showers, still remaining in the 5-6% range across southern and central portions of Utah and into parts of Nevada. Satellite imagery shows a low pressure system pushing back southwards, taking its moisture with it. This was a little bit further north yesterday and moved some showers into our southern areas overnight, but now it's drifted back down. As you'll see with the computer models, it will drift back northwards again by Thursday. Elsewhere, weak high pressure trying to build in with some clearing skies and seasonable temperatures. So for today, here's that low pressure system here on the left with some of that moisture over southern central Arizona. Weak high pressure ridging on in. You can see our fire potential mostly green, but a bit of critical brown and yellows on our southern periphery. Relative humidity numbers near 10%, upper single digits to teens in the south, but much higher along and north of I-80 in the 25 to 35% range. So even though there'll be some winds up in Idaho, we did have some fire starts yesterday, the humidity during the day should be pretty high. Otherwise, wind flow mainly, you can see the vectors here out of the north, northwest and north, and a little bit of a localized effect coming down from Cedar City down to St. George with some downsloping. There'll be a bit of a concern possibly if any fire starts occur in far southwest Utah. There could be some downsloping winds with low humidity in those areas. On Wednesday, there's that low starting to pull some moisture further northwards right towards our southern boundary. Still dry to the north. Fire potential on the right hand side stays pretty much status quo. Humidity levels drying out a little bit up north instead of being 35% or more in the 20s. Winds still from the north, fairly light in most areas, but still getting that little windy gap area from southern Utah to southwest Utah towards St. George. Now on Thursday, you can see that moisture does push into southern Nevada through the Arizona Strip and into southwest and southern Utah. So we do moisten those areas up. They'll see some high humidity, some showers, maybe some isolated wet thunderstorms. So our sandwich of borderline critically dry areas gets a little smaller. Humidity levels creeping up. See Vegas near 30%, 27% in southern Utah. A little drier to the north. Winds coming out of the south here. Some gusty winds in the Snake River Plain, but humidity levels should be above 20 to 25% in most of those areas. 3-day precipitation totals. The most significant will be some of these rains creeping into our far southern areas of Nevada, the Arizona Strip, maybe far southwest Utah, areas that have not seen much rain in the last few weeks. A few scatterings up in the high mountains of central Idaho. Further down the road on Friday, we have a pretty strong cold front pushing on through, a reinforcing shot in British Columbia. This will bring more showers to the area, much cooler temperatures. You can see much more green on the map. And then on Saturday, a full-blown winter-like storm with valley rains and mountain snows across eastern Idaho, western Wyoming, the northern half of Utah, moving out of northeast Nevada. Snow levels could be as low as 7,000 feet. And that low continues to influence us on Sunday. There is drier air pushing in to southern Nevada, but a lot of that dry air will go into drying recently moistened fuels. So not an initial concern. If they didn't get precipitation here, this would be a big concern for winds and low humidity, but right now we don't think it'll be too consequential yet. Still some leftover cold showers and mountain snows up in the mountains of Idaho. Minimal fire potential in all of our areas. 7-day precipitation totals, besides the stuff hitting our southern areas, significant amounts of rain and snow. The area in dark blue is a ½ inch. The areas in light blue to purple are anywhere from 1 inch to 1.5 inches. And that's rain. That could be 10 or more inches of snow above 7,000 feet in some of our higher terrain areas. So you can see a lot of our areas do get wetting rains, just a little sliver here in the southern deserts that might miss out, but otherwise that should pretty much cap off our 2019 fire season across the Great Basin. And to further nail the coffin down, we see cooler than normal temperatures continuing into the first week of October, so no sign of any recovery of fuels, near normal to slightly above normal precipitation levels. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.